Have you ever thought about becoming a property manager? Then stick around and I'll tell you exactly how to do it. Let's get into it. Hey guys, Steven Toro here with DoorLoop. So for me, I started working as a real estate agent, so I kind of just finessed my way into working into property management. At that particular time in my career, it was just sort of a natural progression. I've worked in Los Angeles, Miami, at garden-style communities, student housing, high-rises, you name it. There's no one proven way to become a property manager though. If you're just starting out, you can start working at a large company like I did and gain experience as a leasing agent that way. Or you can jump straight into investing your own money into your own property and get a lot of practical experience that way. Something very important you should keep in mind is that there are two main different types of property management companies. There are those that are hired to manage a property for a separate owner, known as third-party management, and then there are those that own and manage their own properties, known as owner-operators. The experience you gain at either type of property is valuable. It really just depends on what you're looking for. Both types of companies are customer service heavy and very resident-centric. If you want to learn the inner workings of investment, cash flow, and have more of a say in what goes on the back end of the business, then working for an owner-operated company would be for you. If you have strong admin abilities, a customer service mindset, and have a knack for attention to detail, then third-party management may be for you. All larger companies will have a certain way they want you to organize the business, especially when it comes to your property's budget. Some even offer a budget boot camp as part of their training, which can be really helpful if you've never budgeted for property before. I've never been to a budget boot camp, but I learned how to do it myself anyway. If you know what you're doing before applying to a property manager role, then you're in. A lot of companies do this to standardize their budgeting process throughout the entire company. I've never received any formal training on budgeting and somehow ended up teaching others how to do it. It's nothing a little YouTube video and basic math skills can't help you with. It's not that hard. My career's just always been that way. I moved here, I moved there quickly, and at odd times. For example, I was moved upward to other positions before I even got the chance to attend trainings or seminars for my current position. And when I say I was moved upward, I mostly mean that I left my position in order to give myself the promotion, so keep that in mind. If you want to maximize your earning potential as an employee nowadays, you have to start hatching a plan. This isn't the 80s anymore, people are just not giving out money like they used to, but I digress. I consider myself a pro at just winging it and figuring it out quick, fast, and in a hurry. Point being, if you think you don't know a whole lot about property management now, it's not a big deal. It's just one of those industries where you have a lot of wiggle room to pull a few strings. Strings, puppet. Get it? I know it doesn't have strings, okay, whatever. To be a property manager, you need patience, knowledge, problem-solving skills, and most importantly, know how to de-escalate. Understandably so, residents are sensitive to what goes on in and around their homes. When something goes wrong, you are the boots on the ground ensuring everything goes as smoothly as possible. To be honest, the fun part about being a property manager is that many of the situations you encounter require an immediate response. The property is your baby, you are the backup plan, essentially. It's actually pretty exciting and you develop a huge sense of pride in your community. You need to be social. You know, I always talk about resident events. Well, you need them. I used to live in a building that did not have any resident events and no one knew each other. No one really took ownership of the building or the community because they didn't feel connected to it. Mayor it up, shake hands, kiss babies, you know.
Not important.
Leasing is the bread and butter of property management. So if you have a background in retail sales, insurance sales, or really any other kind of sales, you'd be the perfect candidate to get in the door of property management. Look at Indeed.com, Career Builder, search leasing, bada bing, bada boom, you're in. Did you know you can also get a housing discount or even free housing? It depends on the company, but more often than not, you're usually offered an apartment at a discounted rate. This is how I moved into my first apartment, and honestly, to this day, it's still my most favorite apartment that I've ever lived in. And I lived in far too many. As everyone knows, working your way up is much more difficult than going the traditional route and going to school, but you also gain so much more perspective from each level that you work at. I've worked at every property management position, so I think I have a unique perspective on my employees' needs and the needs of the business without any particular school of thought that I was taught. I went to school for psychology, for the record. I later supplemented my education through a real estate certificate program. That helped me a lot in my property management career. Going the traditional route and getting a bachelor's degree or an advanced degree in real estate, business, or another related field can afford you the ability to go straight into a property manager role or into corporate, if that's your thing. I didn't say anything. But and however, You do miss out on some hands-on experience that will make you a better boss in the long run. Doing your own thing and investing your own money is a viable option if you want to manage your own property. Just make sure you know all of the different laws and regulations regarding rental properties in your local city. You can take property management courses at your local college or get your real estate license so you have a good baseline of knowledge. Some other good resources are the National Association of Realtors, your local apartment association, local and national trade shows, other property managers in your area. If you like what you saw today, smash like and hit subscribe. Leave me a comment with what you're doing now and where you see yourself in 5 years. Ask me questions and you may be featured in a future Q&A video.